Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode, powered by Hayabusa, is all about beating the Southpaw curse, giving you my 3 main strategies to beat a Southpaw. All right, in today's episode, we're talking about the 3 main strategies to beat the Southpaw curse. I hate when people say, oh my God, I got a Southpaw, I can't beat it. That's a mental block right away. So block that out. If you think you have the curse, that is a mental block that we got to get rid of. So hopefully these 3 strategies are the main ones. There's tons of them, but this will make you feel more comfortable when someone is in a different stance. Now, yes, I call this video beating a Southpaw, but ideally, if you're orthodox or Southpaw, any open stance fighting, these strategies will work, okay? So if you're an orthodox fighter and you're fighting Southpaw, perfect, the title's for you. If you're a Southpaw fighting orthodox, the same tactics go your way, so it's more of open stance fighting tactics. All right, so let's get into it. Now, the biggest thing we see is the difference in stances. Now, everyone's gonna tell you, yes, for sure. And they're correct that the rear side is going to be the most valuable, right? Now, when I have my options here, I have everything that they have, right? The only main difference is going to be is my right side versus the left side. Now, the other thing is the liver options. As me being an orthodox fighter, right, I have the liver closer to me, right? Where Matt, if he wants to hit the liver, has to go to that back side, all right? Which could be good for his kicks, but maybe not as good for his punches. Or he gets around like we see Canelo move around from the south. There's so many options to get to it, all right? But let's get to the most important of all to me, and this is understanding movement and angles, all right? Now, I can sit here center line, okay? And that's fine. I can fight from here, but eventually I have to find my options to create. Now, if I throw punches, it's far, it's defensive. So the main thing for me is starting to circle, okay? Now, the first thing everybody says, you got to circle to the outside. Okay? Yes, you should circle to the outside. Okay? So right away, I start circling. Why do I circle? 2 main reasons, okay? There's a defensive reason and there's an offensive reason. The reason I circle outside defensively is I want to stay away from their power shots. So by me circling here, if Matt throws a power kick, I can circle out. He throws a cross, I can be outside, right? It's hard. He's got to cross his center line, get his body out of posture and structure, okay? So that's the main thing, right? So defensively, I stay away from the power. But offensively, right, if I just stand here, he's waiting for this shot. It's easy. But now when I take an angle, look, my head is offline, and now I can drive my punch through the guard. I can come outside, and now it's safer for me. I got better offense, okay? I can find my rear power more by stepping out, right? So I can step out, rear cross to the body. I can punch here. I could attack from there. So the angle helps me find my rear straight. But, okay, if I'm confident, all right, now any of my fighters who are going against Southpaw, I'll say, yeah, start the fight by circling to the outside. Let's start safe, let's start cautious. But when you feel comfortable, the game of the Southpaw is change direction. So I might circle outside once, okay, I might come out, boom, and then he starts reading it, so he's going to start cutting me off. As soon as he starts cutting me off, I cut inside. Now look at my rear straight. I split that guard, boom. That's going to get me my knockout, right? So you create a predictable pattern, right? Oh, he knows I'm coming here. He knows I'm here. He knows I'm kicking here. Then when he cuts me off, inside cut, bang. Drop that rear straight, get my big knockout, okay? So confusing the angles, go 2-3 times outside, boom. Create your cut inside, find that rear straight to the body. Now, one of the other inside cuts, we're kickboxers and MMA fighters. So when I inside cut, ideally I love this shot, but it also gives me better access to that back leg. Boom, that people don't kick enough, right? That's one of my things. If I'm in an open stance, everything I do, I want to chop that back leg as hard as I can. That's one of my favorite weapons, right? So I can cut this angle here. I got cross, I got back leg, and one of my favorites, again, not used, boom, a hard front kick stab on that angle, kills, okay? So you have the rear option of going inside. I personally feel if you're going to get the biggest knockout, it's cutting inside. Watch a lot of times, a lot of fights when it's open stance fighting, a lot of time the knockouts come from someone stepping inside. It's the inside shots that I feel do and get you those big knockouts you want. Okay, that's part 1. Confusing left, right angles. Find that inside cut. Get yourself your knockout. Now, part of that angling comes with intelligent hand fighting, okay? This is what we call lead hand play. Now, when I'm sitting here or I'm moving, I'm creating angles, I'm playing with this lead hand, right? Now, what's the game? I don't want Matt to put his hand on top of mine. So if I'm here and his hand's on top of mine, I don't like this feeling because he can punch on top. Boom, right? So that's the game. I'm trying to come in on top. As I come on top, he's going to come on top, and I come on top, so we can go on top, and then I try to angle, and then I try to move the hand out of the way. So I might pin the hand, pull it down, and then shoot it. Or I might go hand pin, push it down, boom, punch on top, punch on top. So I can push this down and punch. I can push this down and punch. I can punch an elbow on top from this position. So the game is outside and on top. So we're playing. Now sometimes the game is, sometimes I'll do this on purpose, right? I'll go under. See Matt's reaction? He forces my hand down, right? Whoop, boom. Ah, right? He's giving me that reaction, so that's part of the game. So I'll give him that different, I'll hand pin, come here, boom, boom. I let him give me that reaction, then I pull it away, right? Even if I give him my hand here and he's pinning, okay, and I move it, see what he's doing? He's confident. And the next thing he does, okay, keep his hand here, he goes to grab my hand, boom, okay? So I give him my hand. Those are the trickery in the games you play. So ideally, I'm using this to create my own offense, but if he starts getting aware from it, I'm going to start moving my hand and trying to make him bite on my little hand pins and frames, okay? So using the hand pin and hand positioning to be able to create those angles. Lead hand play. Now, when it comes to lead hand fighting, okay, a lot of times, though, if I need to be careful, so if I'm too busy fighting for this hand, Matt's going to snipe me and hit me. He's playing the same game I'm playing. We're finding this hand to snipe, right? So I might be here. He shoots it. I might have to keep my distance. I might circle outside to be safe. But ideally, if I want to control that hand and enter, what I do is as I'm playing here, I crush to this hand here. I crash to it, okay? So what I'll do, I might feint, and I go right here. And see, I even created an angle. I can create a push-off attack. I can go from there and I can fight. But I need to be cautious, so that's why a lot of time, if I'm playing here, I might go right to this hand fight a little bit to be able to throw my attacks. Okay, so understanding hand control, but the main game is lead hand fight. Play the game. All right, step 3, okay, the last and final one, is understanding the right strike selection. Now, we're used to having an orthodox versus an orthodox. The main combinations, your low kicks, your switch kick, your jab, your combinations, right? It's there for you, but now it's a little bit different. So when you do your pad work, you have to drill this open stance, right? Now, if I know my fighter is fighting a southpaw, this might sound obvious to some of you, but it's not. If I know we're fighting, and Matt's going to be southpaw, or he's fighting an orthodox fighter, because Matt is a southpaw, all my pad work is going to visualize an open stance type of fight, okay? Just because they think you have to give them a visual open stance look. And it's also important, not only with pad work, with drilling. So when I'm drilling with Matt here, I'm going to work the hand fighting and then work my different tactics, right? I'm working my strategies, my hand pins and my angles. So it gives you more of a realistic look. But let me give you my favorite strikes from the open stance, right? I don't want you to think. Once I see an open stance here, you should be able to react right away. Not think, right? So my main strike, any kick, I'll start with my kicks. Okay, the main strike we're all going to look for is that power kick, but to the body, okay? Now, even when to the body, if Matt's pinned here, I'm going to kick that arm all day. Whop, and I whack the kick. Whop. What that's going to do is kicking the arm, it's going to make him think twice about opening up, right? Because every time, boom, I'm going to whip that kick. But my other timing, say he throws that cross, I'm looking to kick underneath the cross. My leg is longer than his cross. So if he's trying to bait me in, boom, I pull my head back and I kick underneath. Okay, that's my ultimate timing. If he puts his arm down, I'm smashing the arm. If he lifts his arm a little bit, okay, and he's in more of like a traditional V-guard style Muay Thai, I'm going to do 45s underneath. He puts the elbow down, I crack here. He throws the cross, boom. So those are my body kick variations. Very nice. But what I can do from there, which I call, okay, there's a little side tip here. You should be at bazookatraining.com. But I call it my open stance 5, okay? And I'll give you my 5 kicks from open stance, all right? So hand fighting, angling, right? Parts 1 and 2. Inside low kick, that's 1. Okay, 2, I got the body, any which body. 2, I got back leg. 3, okay? I got a head kick. 4, bang. And 5, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift up, and then I'm gonna attack the outside leg, come back to my natural stance. So that's what I call my open stance 5. So I'm gonna flow and play. Like, right, you with your team, okay, play. I'll go 1, 2, set them up with angles, 3, sometimes outside, 4, 5, okay? That's my open stance 5. And we flow and we play. So that's how I use my legs. Now with the open stance 5, what I teach is open stance here, I mix in front kicks. Okay, every so often, I'll mix in the front kick just to create variety in my kicks. Front kick, round kick with the open stance 5, okay? Now, when it comes to the punching, obviously, my main strikes are going to be finding my rear straight down the middle, as we talked about in part 1. Stepping outside, cutting inside is beautiful. But to me, I love the left hook from here as well, okay? So if I'm setting it up here, I'm going to be cutting down here, okay? Or even better, once I split the guard, right? Once I split the guard here, I'm going to come over here and then punch around that guard, okay? That's my ideal. So ideally, I'm setting up cross and hooks as I create outside angles, okay? I can cut inside here if I want to create an attack, or get outside attacking, okay? So that's your main style. Now, obviously, the last one, if you really want, Thai fighters do this well on the open stance, right? To defend the kick, I body kick, boom. How does he defend that? By crashing in. Now he crashes in, boom, I throw my knee, okay? So that's long versus short weapons. All right, a lot to learn. I don't want to overcomplicate things because really you want to simplify things. I think when people think of a southpaw fighter or you're fighting someone with an opposite stance, it becomes of, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to think my legs. I got to hand pin. I got to create angles. Simplify it, okay? Pad work in southpaw, create simple striking. Open stance 5. Drill, 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 drill. Practice zombie drills just to get that constant flow and touching of the open stance fighting, okay? It's not a curse, and hopefully this one here, that's just a mental block. Drill it, practice it. It shouldn't be just because you fight maybe an orthodox fighter 75% of the time, and then when you get that southpaw, it kind of throws your mind off. Practice from now. You should be practicing both stances. When there's no fights, all of my fight team practices orthodox and southpaw. You got to have the ability to fight both stances and fight someone in multiple stances, okay? In reality, if you're doing this sport for a long time, you're going to cross paths with so many different styles, all right? But your style needs to be number 1. All right, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. And make sure you support our sponsors to the channel. We have Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight, the T3 boxing glove line, my personal favorite, honestly, because of this double strap. It keeps my wrists nice and tight, supportive. I feel great when I wear them. I don't even have to wear wraps under them. That's why I like them, okay? Then you got Perfect Sports Nutrition. If you use code Bazooka20, you get 20% off your supplements, which is a great deal. And you should all be making sure you check out the branch chains, some pre-workouts, and some of the protein. Those are my top 3 that I use. And last but not least, bazookatraining.com. That's my online site where I teach all the curriculum for you guys at home. And the best thing is, less than $10 a month. All these sites are coming up, which honestly, the instructors aren't even close to my level. I'm giving you guys all this knowledge for such a good price, okay? So for less than $10 a month, brand new videos every single Monday, home workouts, bag work, sparring drills, tutorials, and we have, I believe, over now, probably close to 350 archive fight videos for you to learn from, okay? Endless. Every day you can learn a new video for less than $10 a month, all right? You get my point. We'll see you next time here at Bazooka Training and Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's gonna give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're gonna be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.